This will be sensitive and you may feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but that's okay. You'll learn. I will be talking about life and death and if the latter truly even exists for a soul in the first place. I'm going to be explaining the body and how useless it'll become on your ultimate transition if ascended properly. If you miss any key detail, you will completely misunderstand everything I'm about to say, so please listen in intently. There's a lot of nuance when it comes to spiritual attainment and on the path of a mystic. Your body is actually just a tool used for the development of the spirit. But before that, remember you don't have to just believe everything I say. I will be telling you about ascension, drawing from the mystic teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Upanishads, and the Emerald Tablets of Tehuti. Regardless, please learn through your own experience and do much more research beyond this video. Now, with that being said, your purpose in life is to leave your body, to ascend beyond it in full awareness of all lives previously experienced. You, as the soul, are immortal. You exist in human form currently, but you aren't human. Breathe. Listen. The Emerald Tablets of Tehuti, the oldest ancient tablet known to man dating back over 36,000 years ago. It lays it out for us, Tehuti says. Man ye think that ye liveth, but know it is life within death. For as sure as ye are bound to your body, for you know life exists. Breathe. Let that bubble in your brain for a minute. This isn't a metaphor or a poetic expression. It's the truth about our existence. What we perceive as life is actually a form of death. Our attachment to this physical body is what's keeping us from experiencing true life. The tablets are very direct when they say, only the soul is space-free, has life that is really a life. All else is only a bondage, a fetter from which to be free. Think. Consider this. Every moment you identify solely with your body, you're choosing a limited existence. You're choosing death over life. The physical form you inhabit is a temporary vessel, a constraint on your true nature, a testing ground designed to help develop you as the soul. It's actually like trying to contain the ocean in a cup. Your true self, you as the soul, are vast and boundless. You exist beyond the confines of space and time. I say you as soul instead of your soul because you are the soul inside of your body. The possessive pronouns must be right. And aside from the pronoun thing, you being the soul is the whole point of this video. The Upanishads introduce us to the concept of Atman, your eternal, unchanging self that exists beyond the physical body. This isn't a comforting belief. Your Atman is your actual, real self. What you perceive as your current physical existence is merely a temporary state that this eternal self is experiencing. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one of the oldest and most revered, states, "Lead me from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality." This isn't a plea for salvation. It's a roadmap for realizing your true nature. The unreal refers to the illusory physical world, while the real is the eternal, unchanging Atman. Breathe. Think. Feel. The Chandogya Upanishad introduces us to the truth of Tattvam Asi, thou art that. This isn't just a poetic sentiment, it's a direct statement about the nature of reality. You're not separate from the universal consciousness. Your individual self, your Atman, is one with Brahman, the ultimate reality. But the Upanishads go even further. The Mandukya Upanishad describes 4 states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and turiya. Turiya is the 4th state, transcending the other 3. It's pure consciousness beyond all change and duality. The Upanishads aren't asking you to believe. They're inviting you to know through direct experience. They provide practices like self-inquiry and meditation to help you realize these truths for yourself. When the Kena Upanishad asks, "By whom willed and directed does the mind light upon its objects?" it's not present a riddle. It gives you a method to trace consciousness back to its source. Remember, these teachings aren't separate from those of Tehuti or the Tibetan sages. They're all pointing to the same ultimate truth. Your essential nature is boundless, eternal consciousness. Your physical existence is a temporary experience of this eternal self. Realizing this isn't just enlightenment, it's awakening to what you've always been. Breathe. Let's try something together. Close your eyes right now. Focus on your breath. As you breathe, notice the sensations in your body. Now, ask yourself, who's observing these sensations? That awareness, that consciousness observing your physical experience, that's you as the Atman, your true self, observing this temporary physical experience. Pay attention to the quality of awareness itself. It's unchanging, isn't it? Thoughts come and go, sensations arise and pass away, but the awareness of observing all of this remains constant. That's your true nature, unchanging, eternal consciousness. If you're going to look at life beyond the body differently, then give us a like and subscribe. We'll help you navigate the beyond while you help us as well. Now let me tell you about transcending the physical. Let me tell you about the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It describes a state called the BARDO. It's a real state where consciousness exists without a physical form. But actually, it's not just something that happens after death. It's a state you can actually access through deep meditation and spiritual practice. The BARDO isn't just one state, it's a series of states that consciousness moves through. There's the BARDO of dying, the BARDO of dharmata, ultimate reality, and the BARDO of becoming. Each of these states offers an opportunity for liberation if you're prepared to recognize the true nature of reality. Your consciousness isn't confined to your body. In the BARDO state, your consciousness is free from physical limitations. You're no longer constrained by space and time as we understand them. Reality becomes fluid, malleable, and perceived in ways that are impossible for our physical senses. This isn't figurative. It's a real experience that awaits those who can access this state. Tehuti says, "Cast off your body, O man, and be free, truly a light that is one with the light." This is a literal instruction. You can shift your identification from this temporary physical form to your eternal nature as consciousness. Breathe. Let's practice something from the Tibetan tradition of Dzogchen. This isn't just a visualization, it's a way to experience your true nature. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Now recognize your consciousness as a point of light within your body. With each breath, expand that light. Let it fill your entire body. Then extend beyond it. Expand it to fill the room, the building, and the entire planet. This isn't imagination. You're experiencing your true nature as vast, boundless awareness. As you do this, pay attention to the quality of this expanded awareness. Notice how it's not limited by boundaries. It doesn't stop at the edges of your body. It encompasses everything. This is your true nature, boundless, all-encompassing consciousness. Now, as you continue this practice, imagine encountering different experiences within this expanded awareness. Pleasant experiences, unpleasant experiences, neutral experiences. Notice how the awareness itself remains unchanged, regardless of what it's experiencing. This is a key insight for navigating the BARDO states. The recognition that your true nature remains unchanged, regardless of what experiences arise. Breathe. Think. Feel that expansion. This is who you really are. If you feel the weight behind what I'm saying, then leave a comment below. Now, let me talk about becoming free from the cycle of rebirth. So why does this matter? What's the point of transcending the physical? The answer lies in the concept of liberation, or moksha as it's known in Indian traditions. This isn't a metaphorical liberation, it's a real, tangible freedom from the cycle of birth and death. The Upanishads teach us that true liberation comes from realizing your oneness with universal consciousness. When you achieve this state, you're no longer bound by the cycle of birth and death. You're free from the limitations of physical existence. This isn't symbolic. It's a real state of being that you can achieve. Breathe. Think. Consider this. Every time you're born into a physical body, you're subjecting yourself to limitation, to suffering, to death. Liberation means breaking free from this cycle. It means recognizing your true nature as eternal, boundless consciousness and no longer being compelled to incarnate into limited physical forms. The Emerald Tablets aren't speaking figuratively when they say, "Know ye man, ye are only a spirit. The body is nothing, the soul is all." This is the literal truth of your existence. Your body is a temporary vehicle, but you as the soul, your true self, is everything. Let's practice something from the Advaita Vedanta tradition. This isn't a mental exercise. It's a way to align yourself with the truth of your existence. Each morning, before you get out of bed, remind yourself, "I am not this body. I am eternal consciousness, temporarily experiencing life through this physical form." Feel into the truth of these words. Notice how your identification shifts from the limited body to the vast, boundless consciousness that you truly are. Notice how this shift in identification changes your perspective on the challenges and experiences of your daily life. Breathe. Think. Feel the truth of this statement. This isn't positive thinking or affirmation. It's a recognition of what you truly are. The Tibetan Book of the Dead provides insights into existence beyond the physical form. In the BARDO state, consciousness encounters various apparitions and experiences. These aren't metaphors or symbols. They're real experiences that consciousness goes through in this state. In the Bardo of Dharmata, for example, consciousness encounters what is described as peaceful and wrathful deities. These aren't external entities, but manifestations of your own mind. The peaceful deities represent the enlightened aspects of your nature, while the wrathful deities represent the transformative power of wisdom. Breathe. The text emphasizes the importance of recognizing these apparitions as projections of our own minds. This isn't a psychological trick, it's the key to successfully navigating the bardo, leading to liberation or a favorable rebirth. If you can recognize the true nature of these apparitions in the bardo, that they are projections of your own mind, you have the opportunity to break free from the cycle of rebirth. If you can't, you'll be drawn towards another rebirth based on your karmic tendencies. We can apply this understanding in our daily lives. Here's a practice from Tibetan Buddhism. When you encounter challenging situations or emotions, pause and remind yourself, "This is a projection of my mind." Really examine the situation or emotion. Notice how your mind is creating a story around it, giving it meaning and significance. Can you see how this story is a projection of your own thoughts and beliefs? Can you recognize the underlying awareness that's observing all of this? Breathe. Think. Feel the shift in perspective this brings. This isn't just a coping mechanism, it's a recognition of the true nature of your reality. One of the most revealing and transformative stories Tehuti details in the tablets is this. He says, "These are lights that are souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living, through death into life." This is a factual account of the nature of souls. Each soul is on a journey of evolution. Some souls burn brightly, having accumulated wisdom and spiritual power over many lifetimes. Others flicker weakly, still early in their evolutionary path. But all souls are part of the same divine light. All are on the path to greater awareness and power. Tehuti further observes, steadily upward throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet greater flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched, yet unquenched by the veil of the night. This is a literal description of how souls evolve over multiple lifetimes. Breathe. Feel. Each life experience, each challenge overcome, and each insight gained contributes to the growth of the soul. The veil of the night, the periods between incarnations, may temporarily dim the soul's light, but cannot extinguish it. The soul continues its journey, life after life, growing ever brighter and more powerful. Let's do a practice from the Hermetic tradition based on Tehuti's teachings. This isn't just visualization, it's a way to connect with yourself as the soul and your true nature. Close your eyes and recognize you as the soul, as a flame within you. With each breath, see and feel this flame growing brighter and stronger. Feel it expanding beyond your body. Connecting with the flames of all other beings, all part of the universal fire of consciousness. Reflect on your life experiences. How have they contributed to the growth of you as the soul? Can you feel the accumulated wisdom and power from all your past experiences? Can you sense the potential for further growth and expansion? Breathe. Think. Feel the warmth and power of this inner flame. This is your actual soul, growing and evolving. Now here's a truth from these ancient teachings. Enlightened beings can choose whether to take rebirth or remain in formless realms, a real option available to those who have achieved a certain level of spiritual development. Let me say that again. Enlightened beings can choose whether to take rebirth or remain in formless realms. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes how, at the moment of death, those who have prepared themselves through spiritual practice can recognize the true nature of reality and make a conscious choice about their next step in existence. This isn't symbolic. It's a real process that occurs for prepared individuals. Breathe. If you've developed enough awareness and spiritual power, you're not at the mercy of unconscious karmic forces at the moment of death. You can choose to be reborn in a form that allows you to continue your spiritual work, or you can choose to remain in formless realms of pure consciousness. This choice isn't made just at the moment of death. It's prepared for throughout life. Every moment of awareness, every act of compassion, every insight into the nature of reality is preparing you for this ultimate choice. Let's try a practice from the Tibetan tradition of Phawa. This isn't just a thought experiment, it's a way to prepare for the moment of death. At various points throughout your day, pause and ask yourself, if this were my last moment in this body, what would I choose? More physical existence or liberation into pure consciousness? As you contemplate this, really feel into each option. What would it be like to choose another physical incarnation? What experiences might you seek? What spiritual work might you continue? And what would it be like to choose liberation into pure consciousness? Can you imagine the freedom, the boundless awareness? Breathe. Think. Let this question guide your actions and priorities. This practice is preparing you for the choice you'll face at the moment of death. Your body is a temporary vehicle and your consciousness is eternal. Your goal isn't to metaphorically transcend the body, but to realize your true nature as boundless, eternal awareness. Keep questioning, keep exploring. Don't take these teachings on blind faith. Experience them for yourself. Meditate, contemplate, practice. Let your own direct experience confirm the truths that these ancient teachings point to. The path of awakening is the purpose behind your existence in this physical form. Awakening leads to having the option to leave your body at will. You are here to remember who you truly are and were, all the lifetimes you've experienced, and you can break free from the illusion of limitation to realize your oneness with all that is.